Think about a world in which there is no advertising, no Instagram, no social media. It is you on the plains, in the mountains, in the cave, outside, in the hut, in the sand, in the grass, in the moss, in the dirt, in the earth, on the earth, laying on the earth, standing on the earth. And what you see and experience is all that comes from the earth. Everything you encounter is earth encounter. Humans are of the earth. You know they're of the earth because the stories you've been telling for millennia tell you that they are of the earth. They tell you you're of the earth. They tell you you're a part of the earth and the earth is a part of you. And when the seasons change, you change. Imagine being that person. Now, imagine that daytime, the time when it's light and bright and everything feels sunny, is starting to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And then that time of day when it's much darker, where you go into these liminal, prophetic, spirit communication states, imagine that time of the day is getting longer and longer and longer. But what do you think is happening with the spirit realm? The thinning of the veil is understood to be the time of year when we have more access to communicating with those who have passed, with spirits, with our ancestors, with the dead. Once people start believing in the idea of spirits, they immediately think that they have to talk to spirits. Look at me, I'm thinning the veil. I'm doing an online workshop for thinning the veil. I've been thinning the veil for like 20 years. I've been thinning the veil more recently, but like I really appreciate that you've been thinning the veil. Oh, did you do the thing? Yeah, I did the thing. No, I haven't done the thing yet. No, I have to get up and do the thing.
Can't wait to thin the veil.
You actually don't need to talk to spirits. You don't need to talk to spirits ever. Ever in your life, you don't need to talk to spirits. I go outside and I talk to a handful of people. People I like, people I know. Maybe I talk to a business owner, whatever the case may be. But I don't talk to everybody. In the same way, I don't talk to every spirit. I don't even have to talk to spirits all the time. Spirits are another aspect of God's creation. God created spirit. Spirit runs through us. When we die, spirit tends to linger about for a while, or at least it can. I believe in spirits more now just because look at this frickin' colorway I'm working with here. Now, it's interesting to think that there is one time of the year when that is possible. I don't know that spirits and ancestors are particularly, partial to Halloween. I don't think there's like a handbook when you die that tells you, okay, like on Halloween, like around October, you're gonna have to kind of like show up a little bit, bring your A game. I think it puts a little bit too much emphasis on our calendars than it does on just the natural rhythms of the world and of Earth. How are humans actually affected by darkness? What happens when it gets dark outside? Well, if you were to turn the lights off in your room right now, if you were to turn all the lights off, put your blackout curtains up there, go to IKEA, wherever you get them, get those blackout curtains, make sure the top, because sometimes light creeps in over the top of the curtain. You can tell I've done this before. You want no light inside. If it's 12 noon and you do that and you make your room completely dark, you will feel tired. And if you aren't a nervous wreck and having a panic attack, you will probably fall asleep. So let's say that all works and you go to sleep. What happens? For most people, there is a dreaming state. In a society that appreciates what happens at nighttime, namely dreaming, visions, prophecy, communication with the dead, how would that society interpret the time of year when there is more nighttime than there is daytime? They would interpret it as the time of year when there is literally more time to talk to the dead. It is in our DNA to feel that connection to the dead, to feel that connection to spirits, to feel that connection to spirit in general. We are linked to the changing of the seasons. We are linked physiologically, emotionally, and mentally to the differences between light and dark. One of the wonderful, beautiful things about this time of the year is that it actually reinforces and reminds me that I am actually interwoven into the natural process. That regardless of how separate I feel, regardless of how far I've come and how much distance I've put between myself and the so-called natural world, that I am still absolutely interwoven into its processes. And if I am willing to sit with that, engage that, play with that, appreciate that, then I will have a much, much, much more full experience of myself and the world around me. Because I'm part of it.